Getting nervous about the listen then speak questions as the DET approaches? Those longer speaking questions are definitely some of the trickiest on the DET. But don't worry, you can relax. In this video, I'll give you everything you need to score 140 or higher on the DET's Listen Then Speak. So let's get started. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Here on this channel, we help you to pass the DET first time and get the best score possible. So if that sounds good, make sure to like and subscribe. In this video, we're looking at the DET's Listen Then Speak questions. We'll look at the structure of the question. I'll give you my top tips for how to get a really good score, and we'll do a practice question with a high-level answer as well. So quickly, what is the structure of these questions? What do they look like in the real test? So the instructions always look like this. They say speak about the topic for 90 seconds. Now, the audio of the question will play automatically when you get onto this page, this part of the test. You'll be able to listen to it, and if you don't get it first time, you'll be able to listen again twice, okay? So you'll be able to hear the question up to 3 times, and then you start speaking. But you have to be quick. You can't listen, think for 2 minutes, listen again, think for 2 minutes. You have 20 seconds to do your listening and your thinking, and then you have to start speaking. Now you'll see these questions twice in the DET, and they count towards your conversation and your production subscores, so they're very important. So that's the basic structure. Now we know what's coming in Listen Then Speak. Let's look at a 4-step strategy to help you get the best score possible. And after we've done that, I'll give you one more extra top tip that will help you get the best score you possibly can. So step 1 is to use your study time wisely. Remember, you have that 20 seconds for listening and thinking. And if you're not concentrating, then it could be a total waste of time. If you're just listening 3 times and not thinking about it, you're not using your time well. Remember that this time is for understanding and analyzing the question. So you need to know the main topic of the question and the specific aspects that you have to talk about. So let's do a little bit of practice. I'm going to play the audio question for you 3 times in 20 seconds, and I want you to think what is the main topic and what are the specific aspects that you should definitely include. Okay? Let's listen now. Describe a time when you visited a new place that amazed you. What made it so unforgettable? Describe a time when you visited a new place that amazed you. What made it so unforgettable? Describe a time when you visited a new place that amazed you. What made it so unforgettable? Okay, so welcome back. You've got your first little taste of Listen Then Speak. So what was the main topic? The main topic was an amazing new place, and a key detail to include, making it unforgettable. Why was it memorable? So why do you remember that place? Step 2 is to only include relevant points. Let's take a look at this answer to the question about the amazing new place. And let's see if all of these points are relevant or not. I went to the Grand Canyon. It was 24th of April 2010. I remember that date because it was my sister's 10th birthday and she was extremely excited. April's usually a pretty boring month for me, so it was nice to have a specific plan. We traveled to the US by, so what do you think? Basically relevant? Not really. In fact, all of the extra details after the first sentence are basically irrelevant. So is my sister's birthday not really relevant? April's usually a pretty boring month. Definitely not relevant, okay? So remember, we must stay on topic. And we have to stay on topic because if we don't, if we start to drift away from the topic, we lose points for task relevance. That's one of the things that the test is looking for in your answer. So if we were to continue our answer about the Grand Canyon, here are 5 points that we could talk about. I want you to have a look at these. I'll give you 30 seconds to read them, and I want you to decide which ones are relevant and which ones are not really relevant for answering that question. Okay? Let's have a try now. Okay, so what do you think? Pretty difficult question, I think. But the ones that don't work, we would say other occasions that you visited the same place. So this is supposed to be about a new place. It must be the first time that you visited it. And then also less interesting places that you've been to. This is about an amazing place. So talking about other experiences of different places that weren't very good is really not related to the question. Next is step 3, and that is to include some examples to support your answer. If we can get up to 3 examples, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look at part of the answer, and you tell me how it's going. Is it good? Let's have a listen. One really amazing place I went was the Grand Canyon. As the name suggests, it's an extremely deep canyon which was created by the Colorado River over thousands of years. I'll always remember it because it's so different from anything you can see in my country, and because the weather there was so sweltering. So, what do we think? I'd say so far so good. It's looking pretty good so far. So it's focused on the question, it's accurate, it's using some complex vocabulary, but if we want to speak for a full 90 seconds, this is not enough. It's really important to speak for at least 75 of those seconds because you get the chance to show your English skills, to prove to the AI and to the human examiners that you really are a level 140 student. So let's see how we can include some different examples. So we could use these great phrases. First of all, one aspect that particularly comes to mind is, and then you say what is that you want to talk about, or I was especially amazed, or I was especially surprised, or I was especially impressed by something. Or you could say a good example of what I mean is, or you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about if I mention, and then that thing. So if we want to continue our answer about the Grand Canyon by adding an example, it could look a little bit like this. I was especially amazed by the sheer scale of the canyon, as I had never before seen anything so massive. We felt like tiny ants as we stood close to the edge, staring almost a mile down to the bottom. Finally, step 4 is to include a short conclusion. So up to now, we've already got a direct answer to the question, not getting distracted by other irrelevant points, and we're including 3 examples or additional supporting points. And if we want to really impress and have a great structure to our answer, we can include a short conclusion. Now, if you're very close to the end of your 90 seconds, this can be just one simple sentence. Let's take a look at some examples. We could say, overall then, this truly was an amazing experience that I'll never forget. Or, as you can see, the Grand Canyon made a real impact on me. Or, I hope I've given you an idea of why this is such an incredible place. And those would all be great ways to very quickly finish our answer. But if we have a little bit of time left, we can also make them a little bit longer. So you could say, and just one final thought, I don't think I'll ever again go to such a stunning location. Or you could say, I'd finish up by adding that even though I've been to a number of magnificent places, my first visit to the Grand Canyon was head and shoulders above the rest. Or we could say, before I wrap up, I'd also like to mention that the hot temperatures put you in a kind of trance. I definitely think this is one reason that the place made such a huge impact on me. So there we go, that is our 4-step strategy. By the way, if you're finding this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe because we have loads more DET videos coming out every week. Now, as I promised you earlier, there is one bonus tip that's really important, almost more important than all of the other things that we've looked at, and that is to keep speaking. Even if you're speaking and you make a mistake, don't stop. You only get one chance to record your answer. So don't leave any long pauses. Because you're talking to a computer, we kind of have the feeling that if you make a mistake, you just delete, start again, like you're shooting a video for Instagram or TikTok or something. But in the test, that isn't possible. If you stop and you go, I didn't like that answer. I think I'll try to say it again. Let's restart. Restart. There is no restart button. It just keeps going. So you have to keep going as well. For example, you could say, the views were truly lovely and we could see for many miles. Okay, so you are finding that little mistake and you're immediately correcting it, saying the right way, and you keep going. No long pauses. Super important to remember that and practice speaking even through your mistakes. Finally, we're going to do a little bit of practice. I'm going to give you a realistic question. You're going to hear it 3 times, and then I'd like you to really speak for up to 90 seconds. And after you've finished, I'll come back and I'll show you my answer. Okay? So, your listening time of 20 seconds starts now. Describe your ideal study environment. Why does it work so well for you? Describe your ideal study environment. Why does it work so well for you? Describe your ideal study environment. Why does it work so well for you? Okay, welcome back. How did that feel? So, I've got an answer for you. Of course, there could be many different answers, but this answer would be at least 140 levels. So, let's go through and I'll read it for you. My ideal study environment is a quiet, well-lit space with minimal distractions. It works so well because it helps me focus entirely on the task at hand while keeping me comfortable and motivated. One aspect that particularly comes to mind is having good lighting. Natural light, when possible, creates a calming atmosphere and reduces eye strain, making long study sessions much more manageable. A desk lamp with a warm tone can also do wonders when studying late into the evening. A good example of what I mean is the library at my university. It has quiet zones with large windows, plenty of desk space, and comfortable seating, which helps me both feel focused and relaxed. I find that being in such an environment improves my productivity compared to working in a noisy or crowded place. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about if I mention how I structure my study space at home. I always clear my desk, keeping only essential materials nearby, and make sure my phone is out of reach. This setup allows me to avoid distractions and maintain a clear mind. Overall then, my ideal study environment combines comfort, organization, and a quiet atmosphere, all of which work together to help me perform at my best. Okay, so there we go. That is my full answer. We've also seen the structure of Listen Then Speak and our 4-step strategy. I really hope this video was useful. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe down here. And remember, this is not the only then speak in the DET. There's also the read then speak questions. If you want to get ready for those, we have a great video. The link is just here, or it's here under the video. I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Thank you for watching. Good luck in your DET. I'll see you next time.